Hello, welcome to the stage. I have to give instructions. You've got 2 minutes, but no
Okay.
one else followed that.
Okay. So it's Vicki and Lydia. Just correct. Sorry. That's okay. So thank you everyone for participating in our co-design workshop. Ours was in relation to co-design implementation. And what we asked our group to contribute was their opinions, their voices, their experience in being able to support different cohorts of people in designing co-designing a screening tool, which of all we definitely know is needed across our services, and there's a huge lack of. So the three key themes that came out, I suppose we asked, there was three different groups of people that the tables chose. We had people that are currently in a psychiatric subacute unit. We had what was the other one? Homelessness consumers, and we had over 65s. There were some common themes, of course, between those, but what did come out, and I'm not going to, in no particular order, the feeling of being valued for expertise and experience. And that came across all the cohorts, because, we were looking at our potentially over 65s group, and what an amazing group of people with the knowledge, the lived experience, that they can contribute. And the thing of a lot of the time, our over 65 individuals aren't generally asked their opinion or what they think of something. So, people really want to feel valued. And that's really what's come out. And also looking at the other end of the spectrum, I'm having a conversation with, just an example, when I did previous co-design with some young people. We had a representative from a Headspace service, and she participated in co-design of a head to health centre in New South Wales. And she stood up in front of, I don't know, 30 people and said, I actually can't believe that I'm been invited to participate in this, that you value my opinion at my age, but also I'm at this meeting and I'm being paid to be here. I feel valued. Okay, and something we might not think about. So look, that's one of the major things that stood out that we need to bring forward, is to, when we're doing co-design, and I know within NEMI, part of our practice is that everybody is paid for their input, for their expertise at all co-design. Do you want to do the next one?
Okay, so one of the other themes that came out was understanding your community. In particular, what are the barriers and enablers to engaging your community in a co-design process? For example, one of the groups was looking at the homeless population, and someone said that this is not a 9 to 5 group of people. So that's the stuff that we really need to understand. And if we're asking people to engage in a co-design process, how can we ensure that all the resources, all the processes are in place for them to actually attend? And we need to be realistic about, is it realistic for a homeless population to come and actually engage with us at an office in Preston? Or is it about us potentially going out to the streets and speaking to people individually? So it's very much about enabling the population to participate, and often it's about asking them, what do you need in order for us to engage you in this process? What would that look like for you? Where would you want to meet? What's the best time? So all of that stuff, it's very, very important to set people up for success. And the last one I'll talk about, yeah, flexibility of models. Once again, being agile. Asking the lived experience community, what do you need from us to make this work? Being agile, being flexible, asking them in particular, where do you want this to be held? All those details, they can make or break the co-design process, and it's also very much about letting people know that we are sharing power. We are equal part. We're working towards an equal partnership in this process, and without you, this will not go ahead.
Can I just give an example of the flexibility of models? We were designing or co-designing the physical health prompt, but for Indigenous communities, and we put out an expression of interest, and then we invited our Indigenous consumers into one of our offices, and one person showed up, and he said to me, "What the hell do you think you're doing, inviting a group of guys or Indigenous consumers into an office to talk about social and emotional well-being?" He said, "We want to be out of country." So I said, "Well, what do you suggest we do?" So he said, "Okay, I know a fella who knows a fella who knows a fella who can give us a bit of a tour around one of the country country areas, and he can talk about social and emotional well-being." And that's how we went about it. We sourced funding. We were guided by them. We went out and had an amazing day. They led everything. We swam in the river, and basically, themselves, they come up with all of the questions in relation to the physical health. So it's really about meeting individuals where they're at. Okay, so if there's yeah, that's it. Okay.